It's not us, it's you.
How would you feel if you couldn't get from your house to work without any assistance?
Welcome to It's Not Us, It's You.
We're a group of blind and partially sighted people.
And we want to share with you the reality of living our lives independently.
First up,
Canes.
Is that a bedazzled cane?
Yeah,
Why would you ever bedazzle your cane?
because I can.
It's literally a mobility aid, not a disco ball.
And I want to customise it though.
Why would you want yourself to stand out more when you already stand out?
The second I walk into any room, I stand out. Few gems are not changing that.
It's distracting though.
To who?
People.
The same people who stare at me either way.
That's not the point.
If I have to carry a mobility aid around that makes me different to everyone else, it might as well be made for my own personality.
But you're doing too much. It's made that way for a reason.
Hear me out. Every time I walk into a room, people stare and whisper just because of my mobility aid. Because it's just a plain white cane, I decided to customise it. And suddenly, the stares and the whispers turn into, why would you even do that? It's with me 24/7, it's part of me. So maybe it should be a fashion accessory.
So Scarlett and Nyla highlighted something very interesting in that skit, and it's something I think is really fun to talk about customising our canes. So everyone here, I think, has a customised cane. So I'm going to throw it over to Ember. Can you describe your cane to us and how you've customised it?
I've decorated my cane by adding sparkly stickers in different colours of the rainbow. Canes are medical devices, but I don't see the problem with decorating them to match your personality, as you do have to carry them around all the time.
Does it make you feel like more confident and like happy to have it on you?
Yeah, I get a lot more compliments about my cane now that it's decorated.
I like yours too because it's really tactile. Ember let me have a feel of it yesterday and it was like really bumpy. I was like, ooh. Has your cane got a name? I know some people's here have got names.
My cane doesn't have a name, it needs a name.
All right, we'll have a brainstorm of that. Nyla, can you describe your cane to us?
So my cane, I haven't fully done it yet. So I've got the 5 rods of the cane, and my last one has got bedazzled. It's red at the moment, but I'm thinking of going rose gold. I change it every few months. Yeah.
That's now what, like, you stick like jewels and stuff on it, so it's like sparkly.
Yeah. So it's rhinestones. So kids will know this when they stick stuff in sticker books. Adults will know it when they're doing art or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So also like tactile as well.
Yeah, it's very tactile.
And also like reflective in the dark. So you know what? It is also practical.
Very practical.
Yeah.
And has yours got a name?
Yes, mine has a name.
Tell us.
It's quite funny, and it's after football. Harry Kane.
Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, Harry
Kane.
Kane. That's genius.
Fabulous.
Scarlett, tell us about your cane.
My cane is bedazzled as well. It's like silver rhinestones. I have had a few different colours. I had red for Christmas, but it's very tactile. And I just literally just got like strips off Amazon, and they go around the cane, so it's quite easy to do. And the name of my cane, well, we've had 2 different ones. So we've got Brain the Cane as a general, and then during Christmas I made my cane a candy cane, so we called it Candy Cane.
Oh, I love that you go seasonal. I love that a lot. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Jacob, you haven't necessarily like blinged up your cane, but you have like multi-purpose canes for different things, don't you? Can you tell us about that?
yeah, so I can't bring the cane I use for like certain trains because it's more heavy duty, but because I do the Duke of Edinburgh Award, I've got this cane which allows me to lean on it a bit, so then like to stable your balance and stuff like that. Because if you use, well, most of us here uses a lighter cane, and because you use a lighter cane, they can become a bit bent.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes a problem. That's why I teamed up with the RNIB to, produce a more heavier duty cane.
It's a rugged terrain cane.
Yes.
Love it. Has it got a name?
So the rugged terrain cane thing, I just called it R2D2 for some odd reason.
I love that. When you use it out and about, do you make funny noises? That's what
It can do, yeah.
Amazing. I love that. So, like, when you customize your canes, do you feel like it kind of gives you a bit more ownership over, like, your disability or needing to use a mobility aid?
I would say yeah, because before I used a cane, it was kind of more just a cane. Now it kind of breaks the stigma around it. Like, if I'm getting like assistance, I get people are complimenting it, or when I walk onto a train, someone go, "Oh my God, I love your cane." Or I've had a few blind people actually come up to me in public and ask where I've got my cane from and how I've done it. And then we also had, when I went to something called Winter Wishes, we had a little child come up to us with her mum. And she come up and she was complimenting our canes, and she was saying about how cute they are and all this, and asking how we did it, because obviously her little child's starting to lose her vision and using one. So I think it definitely comes with a lot of compliments and more breaking like
She
the
got
stigma.
a picture of us, remember?
Yeah, she got a picture of us,
lovely.
and it just breaks the stigma around it, because people talk about how bedazzled it is instead of, oh, it's just a cane, like how people think of canes.
That's awesome. It's, yeah, a nice conversation starter. It just takes you down a different route if
Yeah.
you don't necessarily want the normal, slightly strange, intrusive questions. And I know Nina and Scarlett, we were talking the other day, and you guys were joking around saying about using your canes as lightsabers.
Yeah, you can actually get
Lightsaber
lightsaber canes.
Do they
Only
do
in
the
America.
noises?
I don't know, they're only in
It
America.
makes different. It does different colours. We saw a blind creator showing it off because they did it for Halloween.
$100.
Yeah, it's really expensive, but
And
it's
only in
just quite
America.
funny. But
But-
I've had some weird comments about my cane.
No, but I tell kids, so this is really bad. But when a kid asks me what my cane is, I say it's a lightsaber. Because in the night, this is Scarlett, you agree? Because we
Yeah.
always say this. In the night when we're walking, it's dark, and like let's
It
say you
glows.
take a photo of the flash, it glows like a lightsaber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love it.
I have had some weird names for my cane. People
Definitely.
have thought it's like a phone stand.
Yes.
I've had someone ask me if using a cane actually lets me see. Like, if the cane gives me my vision back.
Oh me, oh my.
I had someone ask, you know, your cane tip.
Yeah.
Someone asked if there was a camera in there, and I was just walking around with a camera on my cane tip.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I guess at least people have and the people that asked that have noticed, I suppose.
Yeah.
When you're out and about, see if someone's cane's bedazzled and go and talk to them.
Thanks, Nana.
Stereotypes.
Why are you on your phone? Aren't you supposed to be blind?
Huh? Accessible tech exists, you know.
Accessible what now?
Blind people use technology, their screen readers, voice commanders, and magnification.
No. Blind people can't do stuff.
Can't do stuff?
Yeah. Don't they need help with everything?
Blindness is a spectrum. Some people see nothing, some see light, some see shapes. It's not one size fits all.
Whatever. You're just faking it.
Faking what exactly?
You don't look blind. You can hear. You can walk around. You use your phone. Blind people just see black and stay at home or something.
Wow, that's impressively wrong.
So you're saying you can do everything I can do?
Pretty much, just differently.
Okay, but you don't look.
Blind people don't have a look.
I didn't know that.
You could have asked instead of assuming.
The number you have dialed has not been recognised.
Some more great points there made by Nina and Scarlett, and I think when it comes to stereotypes and assumptions and misconceptions about vision impairment and blindness, we could honestly make a whole series about it. But just focusing on this idea of blindness as a spectrum, I want to unpack it a little bit and see what it means to you guys, and also like how it intersects with other disabilities. So Ember, can you talk to us a little bit about being a visually impaired wheelchair user and how those things kind of smash into each other and affect your day-to-day?
Yeah, I find that people are often a bit confused with how to support someone if they're visually impaired and have other disabilities.
So does it change like the kind of support that you might ask for or that you need to receive?
Yeah, I just have to be very specific about what support I need, as people... I don't use my cane all the time, so sometimes people aren't aware that I'm visually impaired.
So it's kind of like, so if you say someone meets you and you're not using your cane and then you bust it out for something, do you find sometimes people almost have to like, their brains have to catch up with them a little bit? Sometimes they're a bit like, they have a reaction to it.
Yeah, they're often a bit confused. Some of them don't really say much. You can just like tell by their face.
Do you think they're like, okay, I'm just not going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Maybe they won't notice. I love that. That's great. So actually, that's really a great point. Ember is talking about people who don't use their canes all the time, because linking into blindness as a spectrum, not only is that incredibly true, as we all know, but actually thinking about people who don't use their canes all the time, because I have to admit, back in the day when I could see better, even I thought it was an either or, either you used your cane or you didn't, and I then became a person who for a while only used their cane in the dark. So I don't know if you guys have any experiences about that you want to share about, like, busting that myth slightly.
Well, I've only been using my cane for just under a year now, but I only started using it full time in July. So I think a lot of it is people wrapping their head around suddenly, like someone using a cane, that they're like, well, you've still got vision. Like, there's a lot of stereotype. If people aren't blind, like fully blind, they shouldn't be using a cane, when I personally should have been using a cane longer than before I started using a cane. But I think a lot of people don't use a cane because of the stereotypes that come with using a cane.
Do you think it makes you a bit hesitant and like makes you more nervous?
Like, I'm a lot better with my cane now, but back when I first started using it, it was such a big thing of, oh my God, what the hell are people going to think of me? And how are they going to react? And a lot of it is just because that's how people act. They've got such big stereotypes around blindness that when you do use a cane, you're not blind enough or you're too blind for society. Like, they don't have a mix in the middle of it.
Yeah, I think that's really true. Yeah. Jacob, have you had any experiences like that?
So I would say I was using my cane since I was about 12. This was mainly because from when I was 12 and onwards, I constantly travelled around London in the busiest times. And obviously, for example, try and get across those bridges when there's like 100 or 1,000 of people without a cane is nearly dang impossible.
I can imagine. It'd be quite scary for you as well. And it kind of, I guess, using it, do you feel like it's helpful for other people to sort of see it and understand what it means? Obviously, people's reactions aren't always perfect, but do you find, Jacob, that is actually generally quite helpful just as a symbol and, as a mobility aid to help you get about and help people understand?
I feel like, canes can be helpful, but sometimes I would say the only time the cane doesn't become helpful is if you're carrying multiple bags, because the cane just gets in the way and it can become a trip hazard.
Yes, I understand that. It's essentially, using a cane means you're kind of one-armed.
That's
out
the
in
worst
world,
part.
which is really inconvenient.
Literally, as soon as you start losing your cane, you basically admit to nearly having a trip hazard nearly every day.
Yeah, I have been known to fall over my own cane occasionally, although it's usually
Same.
my own fault because I'm doing something a bit silly. Nyla, how about you? Like, what's your experience on this?
I've been using my cane for 2 years, and I just remember when I started. The reason I didn't actually use it, I was so anxious about using it before. If not, I could have been using it for ages. I think it's just this massive stereotype that, for me, is I don't look blind enough for people to think I'm blind. Even with my cane, people still think I'm not blind enough. And it's because I do my makeup, I go out myself, and they're just like, oh, but you're not blind. You don't need the cane. Or like, if I'm in a familiar environment. So sometimes I use my cane all the time, but like, in sometimes I don't actually have it on me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's just walking around the same room and I've been in it for a while, I won't keep my cane out. I can walk around it with just my hands. And it's like, people just have this really big idea that you have to be fully blind to use a cane, or you have to be not independent to use a cane.
So I want us to go around and say one thing each that we want the general public to know about, like, either busting a stereotype or about using our canes, like what we've just been talking about. So one thing that you want the general public to know. So we're going to go to Scarlett first.
That we're not incapable. We can do stuff. There's adaptations and there's so much to be able to do everything. Like, there are things that we can't do, but there's always something to help to make it easier.
Love it.
I think blindness is a spectrum. Everyone sees something different. Everyone can do something different. Some people can do some stuff. Some people can't do some stuff. Everyone is different and everyone has a different life, and people need to understand we're not all the same.
Love it. Jacob.
I would say that no matter what part of the blind spectrum you're in, it shouldn't matter, because this is a worldwide community, so like just accept it.
Lovely. Ember.
Probably that people in wheelchairs can use canes. We use them a bit differently to everyone else, and we need different training, but it is possible.
Amazing. Thank you guys for those words of wisdom. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the RSBC Unseen podcast. You can catch all our other episodes in all the normal podcast places, plus on the RSBC Youth Voice YouTube channel, where you can also check out our video content. This podcast was made by RSBC Youth Voice in collaboration with Roundhouse, featuring
Scarlett.
Nyla,
Jacob.
Ember.
thank you so much for listening. Catch you in the next one.